This mission's a logistical nightmare. There's heaps of moving parts and timed events that we need to deal with. Oh, look at that, our first prisoner. The idea behind this level is that we need to intercept vehicles as they spawn and travel across the map, and in the downtime between eliminating vehicles we also need to be rescuing prisoners, some of which will be executed after a certain amount of time. At about 6 minutes and 30 seconds into this mission, these 4 guys will find one of the prisoners and execute them. We're going to intercept the guards now and rescue the prisoner later, because right now we don't have the time to rescue him. We need to intercept our first vehicle, and if we spend too much time here, we won't be able to catch it in time.
He's coming too. Roger that.
It's at this point in the playthrough where the limits of the Fox engine start to show themselves. As the missions get more complicated, things start to fall apart. Example. This mission normally has a 15-minute timer on it. Because we started this mission on foot, the timer hasn't actually activated yet. If we'd have come in by helicopter, the timer would have started by now. This is prisoner number 2 of 6. And we're here right on time to intercept our first vehicle.
Okay, subject is in.
Our options for stopping these vehicles are limited because we're not carrying any gear except for what we find. We can either block the road with another vehicle, or we can do this. If you've been watching my previous videos, you may notice that Snake's running a bit faster than he used to. I've gone and unlocked his fastest running speed. Because we're doing so much of this on foot, it's pretty much a requirement.
Check your iDroid for their predicted route.
Detected. The map has been updated.
The next vehicle's inside the supply outpost, so we're going to sneak in and extract it from inside. This can be done later in the mission, but I've found if you get here early, there's only one guard between us and the vehicle. We don't need to bother hiding any bodies. Because we're only visiting this location once, it's okay if the supply outpost goes on alert. Big boss fact. That sound effect when Snake punches somebody with his robotic arm is a direct reference to the $6 Million Man from the 70s.
Sorry, Reds. It belongs to Diamond Dogs now. Boss, we spotted a 4-wheel drive transporting a prisoner. It's not part of the mission.
This is my truck now?
Bust 'em loose, just if you have the time to spare.
This is another way that you can stop the vehicles, but it only works if the truck's actually facing them. You can't park it across the road.
Targets closing in. You can check their predicted route
This prisoner's on a timer. If we don't collect him from this vehicle in time, he'll leave the map and we won't have an opportunity to rescue him.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
So this truck's weird. It drives a lot faster than the other ones, and it doesn't stop if you put a vehicle on the road in front of it, so our only option is to intercept it this way.
Target extraction confirmed. That's cut down the enemy mechanized unit's force strength.
This next part should seem pretty familiar. I mentioned a 15-minute timer at the beginning of this video. My leading theory about...
The map has been updated.
I mentioned a 15-minute timer... Jimmy! Alright, you can be in the video. I mentioned a 15-minute timer at the beginning of this video. My leading theory about what causes the timer to start is that there's zones on the map that trigger the timer to start, and if you fly in by helicopter, the flight path carries you through those zones. The reason starting on foot doesn't trigger the timer is that I think they straight up forgot to put one at the starting area.
Subject is in. Boss, I have a
So next we need to secure the weapon that's in the back of the transport truck, and we'll be using that weapon to take out the gunship later in the level.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Cool thing about these vehicles is they've got really good visibility, but only wherever the turret is pointing. So you can do whatever you want as long as it's beside or behind.
Target extracted. Sorry, Reds. It belongs to Diamond Dogs now.
The map has been updated.
This one's a bit of a challenge. We have to extract 2 vehicles running together instead of just one at a time. We're going to take some collateral damage doing that. I'm just gonna, think.
That's the way. Target extraction confirmed. That's cut down the enemy mechanized unit's force strength. All targets eliminated. Boss,
Don't
you're
lie to
like
me,
a man
Miller.
possessed. The guerrillas' offensive is still in progress, but our work here is done. Exfiltrate the mission area.
We still have 2 prisoners to go, 3 tanks and a gunship.
Damn it. Soviet reinforcements incoming. Tanks and a gunship.
Whoa, what?
Looks like we pushed the Soviets a little too far. Boss, those Soviets are a threat to the guerrillas. You bet there'd be a bonus in it if you take them out. That said, the mission objectives are complete, so you can leave the area if you want. Your choice, boss.
The map enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
The next prisoner's locked up in that palace.
He's coming too. Roger that.
I'm sure I can find some way to extract some value out of you and my private militia. Let there be no mistake. I'm not rescuing you. I'm recruiting you. Big Boss is known for being this great hero, but he's really not a great guy.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. machine gun can cut a man in half. Tread carefully. Boss, get down. That's an enemy gunship.
Thanks, Ocelot, I had no idea.
That should enable you to sneak past enemies.
You may be asking yourself, Hunk, how come you shot down that helicopter? You're not supposed to be killing anybody. Konami and Kojima both agreed that pilots aren't humans, therefore, shooting helicopters out of the sky does not count as a kill.
Great work, boss. The gunship is down. That should add a little extra to our paycheck.
That's the last of the prisoners, now we just need to take out the last two tanks. Second last tank. Final tank.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. We'll stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived.
It's entirely possible to get seen during this last run to the helicopter. A good indicator if the area is clear is if people are shooting at the helicopter or not. Don't ask me how I know. We did it, and nobody died. S rank. Foxhound. Perfect stealth. No kills. All objectives. 28 minutes and 27 seconds. God help me.